So this is our first eggplant. Looking pretty good. The garden overall is doing pretty well. Obviously we've got some zucchinis here and there, but I can feel that this is the end of the season for some of the plants here. I'll just do a quick inspection run and then we can crack on with some other stuff. Good morning everyone. We are working in the bathroom again and I'm having a bit of a dilemma. It's really hard to make this connection here from this hot side to this pipe. So I'll try to figure that out, but you'll probably see it when I've got the solution. So it's time for some soldering. This part will go right here, and then we've got some hot running water going from the boiler up to this faucet right here, which will be the shower faucet obviously. And then we'll continue down towards our sink and we'll have a split right about there, which will then go to the faucet for the bathtub. So what I started doing here proved to be quite tricky. In an earlier episode we made these brackets from a steel profile and today I am mounting them. The important thing here is that they are level and in line, because these 4 brackets will form the corner within the shower. So if they are not aligned and not level, we're probably going to notice that by the time we get to tiling. So it's better to take our time here and make sure that everything is mounted securely, level and in line, so that we don't run into problems later on. From a few quick tests that we did in earlier episodes, we found that this particular glue with these brackets and the tile is plenty strong to hold everything that we need. So it will be a solid basis for this corner in the shower.
That's looking perfect. That is just grand.
So now we got these profiles on the wall. We're gonna prep the floor because in a few days we'll get some tiles, and after tiling we'll also probably mount this frame to the floor. And if we do that, then we need the tiles underneath to be ready. We have this special product which we tested out earlier in earlier episodes, which seems to be working quite well. So we're gonna apply that. It needs to run 12 to 24 hours in between coats, and it needs multiple coats, so that's why we're starting now. This product turned out to be quite a good fit actually for this purpose. It can get these tiles and seams waterproof within just 2 or 3 coats if there's no more than, I think, a millimeter of spacing between the tiles, which in this case there isn't really. So what I did is I applied it to the seams of the tiles and later also spread it onto the surfaces of the tiles so that if water were to hit the surface, it will not penetrate the tiles. That's the first layer. So now we just wait. So see you guys tomorrow. The floor is looking good. I think I'll go over it with a dry cloth one more time as per the instructions. But then other than that, today we can put on a second coat. So I'll get that done and then we can kick off this day. What we're trying to do now is clean everything so we can prep the walls. We need to do another coat for the floor, but we also need to prep the walls for the glue for tiles, and also we're gonna put plaster on these walls, and that's gonna be the same primer that's gonna go on. So I will try to do all the walls, all the tiles in one go. To be honest, I was a little bit too eager to start with a primer that I forgot that a lot of things needed to happen before I start putting on primer on the walls. So, better do that first. So at this point, I'm just focusing on getting this shower corner and all the things that need to go there done and finished. Because once this whole corner is covered up, it is basically impossible to get anything done here. So that's why I'm trying to take the time to think through this whole process and make sure that everything is in correctly. Now this part is done, we can focus on prepping the walls. So let's first clean them, and after that we can try to apply the primer. It is funny though, because you can really see me working towards that end goal of putting primer on the walls. And every time I want to make a step towards that end goal, there is something that I have to do first in order to get to that goal. And although I don't always see every middle step, every little detail that needs to happen before I reach that goal, I think I am getting better at it though. So that's some good progress, I think. And after all, that is what this project is all about. New experiences and new exposures to new environments and trying to learn from them. And I think that is exactly what we're doing here, albeit this small little detail of having a plan and trying to reach a certain goal. It's times like these that you realize that you've got a pretty big bathroom. Anyways, the tiles are cleaned now, so we can go ahead with applying primer. Or I might do the floor first. A lot of people watch YouTube videos or use Google or something like that to do research for before starting projects like these, which is understandable. I also do that. What I try to bring to the table though is a new perspective on a mix between educational and entertainment. So I want to show what it takes, for me at least, to do the things that I do, while trying to be entertaining as well, because I know a lot of you that are watching this from an entertainment point of view. If you're watching for another reason, then I'm super happy to hear about it, so make sure to leave that in the comments below. Okay, that's the second layer.
Now we just wait for this to dry. The air in here is not that great, so I think I'll move and try to do something else in the meantime while this dries.
As you've probably expected, I'm in the garden now to kill the time. So let's free up some beds to see if we can get some fall and winter crops in, and also some garlic, for example, for next year. There's so many mosquitoes here, dang it. I'm letting these zucchinis grow, obviously also on that side. So next year we can enjoy it. Well, I'm letting them grow so we can use the seeds next year. So we'll have homegrown V1 seeds that are hopefully slightly better in this climate. I'm so happy with my pepper plants. Hopefully when this grows up, we'll have homegrown pepper, black pepper. I've had this plant for the longest time and it was super huge when I lived in Amsterdam. But when I had to move, obviously it didn't like that too much because of a new spot, and you know, the plant basically broke in half during the move, so didn't like that too much. But after years, it's still surviving, so hopefully here we can have its final spot and we can finally have homegrown black pepper. That'd be amazing. Oh wow. Wow. This is the fennel that I planted and it is, well, blossoming now. I don't know if it's the right time of the year. Don't think so actually. Hello there, grasshopper. Anyways, this smells amazing. I think these are the little flowers actually. They smell amazing. Oh wow. Yeah, hopefully at some point we can get the seeds. They apparently are very good or healthy in teas and such. So that'd be interesting to see. I didn't actually harvest a fennel. That is a shame because I had a few actually. I should have got one out. Oh well, next year. I guess we have an automatic harvest system. Just kidding. This was our eggplant, the one and only, but I think it's just not the season anymore. So just got these beans out, these pods, and look at this. Look at how big these beans are. Very nice. So we got this whole thing, and there's a few more back there. So I think this is about time that I'd get them out. Ideally though, I think they would hang a little bit longer, but this is as long as they got. I think otherwise they'll just rot away. If someone by any chance knows what this kind of plant is, and I'm obviously not talking about the eggplants, but this invasive kind of pest thingy, then I'd be happy to hear that. Alright, so a while later, but we've opened up some beds again. I've opened up this bed with the cherry tomatoes. Furthermore, we got this one that was the first bed with the onions. I opened up a little bit there with the zucchinis. And I think I will pull these eggplants, and then, well, I've cleared that bit. I cleared this little bit here. If I pull the eggplants, then we've got this whole bed to our disposal again. So I think it will be enough for now. Half of that bed for cabbages and beetroots and everything. Should be good enough. Good morning, everyone. We're in the bathroom and we're going to continue with the shower. So it's going to be this bottom part and from there on out this top part here. So we're going to make two panels and we're going to keep this open and we're going to tile over this part where the faucet is. So if we want to open this up for maintenance, to check upon this connection, for example, or to see this connection or change something, we can just break this tile and then we can access it. Instead of, paneling the whole thing over, now hopefully this is sort of a middle way where we can just finish it properly, but also access it if we really, really want to. So now it's time to get these OSB panels that I bought yesterday, these big ones, up here and then cut them into pieces. So I told you about how important it is that these metal stud profiles are level and in line. Well, the same holds for these planks, obviously. If they're not level and in line, we have the same problems. So again, trying to take my time here to do it properly. Better safe than sorry. So that's one coat. Maybe we'll put on a second coat, but first this has to dry. In the meantime, it's beautiful weather outside, so this year I tried to grow garlic that overwintered in my fridge. That didn't work out too well. Garlic still is quite difficult, although it seems to be quite easy for other people. So this year I'm trying something new, and that is putting them in the ground in the fall now, and so they can stay in the ground during winter, and then I can hopefully harvest them beginning of June next year. As mentioned before, this year in the garden is literally a year of testing things out. So I want to see what grows, what does and what doesn't, what pests we have, what soil we have, etc., and how to improve everything. Trying to learn as much as I can, and that includes sowing as much as I can to see what will and what won't grow here.
Hey Sam, you said you're gonna prime the walls, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and I'm as bummed about it as you are that we didn't get to it. But I promise you, next week we'll do some wall priming. Promised.